So easy to apply on a given job. The result is total chaos.
I was doing recruitment myself. When ChatGPT arrived, I figured out, okay, now I have a chance to make an agent out of what I automated at first.
People still need to recruit. They still need to hire top players. If you take all the scale-ups, now the problem is not attracting talent. It's just how to identify them.
Basically, Umamy, when it comes to HR, is the secret sauce that just ties everything together.
Hi, I'm Tom Guinness and welcome to the Raising Europe podcast. Here we go behind the scenes with the people building the future of European tech. Today we welcome Stéphane Millet and Clément Revillion to the show. Both Stéphane and Clément are co-founders of Umamy, an AI-driven, founder-led hiring startup based in Paris. Before starting Umamy, Stéphane was the co-founder and CEO of Demooz that he successfully exited to Mar Investing in 2021, while Clément spent almost a decade in leading international tech businesses such as Google and Salesforce. For anyone looking to stay ahead in HR and recruitment tech, you don't want to miss this. Before we begin, I have a quick favor to ask you. Raising Europe is a community-supported channel. If you find that our content has been valuable to you or has helped you in any way, please hit the subscribe button. It's one quick, free, easy way for you to support the channel. Thank you so much for joining us on our journey so far. Without you, none of this would be possible. Now, with that out of the way, let's dive into today's episode. It's great to have you both on. How are you today?
Thank you very much. Tom.
Great.
So let's kick it off. Let's talk a little bit about you. So, what got you into the entrepreneurial journey? Like, what started your aha moment with Umamy, and also Stéphane with you before with Demooz?
Yeah, well, I started because I was an entrepreneur first. I think I've been an entrepreneur of my life, basically. Back when I was studying at Sciences Po, I started my first, startup. Before that, I used to work at a startup company. So I just liked the energy. And I said, maybe I will give it a shot. Yeah. So I started back in Toulouse, south of France, and then moved to Paris to Demooz. That was some time ago. For you, it's more recent.
Yeah, well, it's more recent, but I spent the last decades in big tech companies. You mentioned Salesforce and Google, and entrepreneurship has always been the end goal to me. And I felt like my years at Salesforce and at Google were like, world-class entrepreneurship, if you will. And then I decided to make the big jump recently when I met with Stéphane, and we try now to tackle on the recruitment market and try to fix what's broken.
So what was the kind of aha moment or spark of inspiration that compelled you to start Umamy?
Well, I'd say when I was working on Demooz back in the days, I was doing recruitment myself. First of all, because it was efficient, but also because I didn't have money to go through headhunting agencies. That's actually the truth. So I started to, finding ways to recruit efficiently. And I found out that reaching out to people was a good way to do that. But it takes a lot of time. So I wanted to automate things as much as we could. And I did a good job because I'm a bit geeky at automating everything. And then the missing part was generating text until the LLMs popped up. So when ChatGPT arrived, I figured out, okay, now I have a chance to close the loop and make an agent out of what I automated at first. So I think that was really the very beginning. I did it for myself. Then I reached out to some CEOs, friends of mine, founders, and they found it was interesting. And with Clément, we said, that's what we're going to do. We're going to fix this.
That's amazing. So, and how did you rope Clément into this? I know you or did Clément come to you and say, hey, I want to get on this entrepreneurial journey?
It's quite funny because we met through a network, basically. And then one of the first discussions that we had together was about recruiting. And Steph just explained his view when he was a CEO at Demooz. But on my side, every day I received direct messages from recruiters. And I also received a lot of messages from founders or just hiring managers in big tech companies. And I've never replied to any of these messages. Well, I wanted to, and then, I did in a little bit, but I got so many messages that it became overwhelming to me. So we decided to tackle on that to say, people still need to recruit. They still need to hire top players. And top players, they're they're working in a company. They're not scrolling every day on job postings. So this is why we wanted to have a more proactive approach while facing problem pains on the market that we see today. So
that's fantastic. And so it's a huge problem to solve. Could you explain to us in plain English what Umamy does?
Yeah. Well, basically, Umamy is a sourcing agent. It does two things. First of all, it's going to help you if you have a lot of inbound candidates to sort those candidates while scoring them and engaging discussions with those candidates. Every time you get a reply, the score evolves. The other thing that we do is if you don't have enough candidates or your job is not published yet or whatever you want to hunt, well, we'll use the same engine to hunt and knock on good people door, like the best talented people door, to just let them know that the opportunity is here. And if they want to be part of your team, you can start discussing with them.
So, if I'm a founder looking to do founder-led hiring, I would plug into Umamy and then suddenly in my calendar, there might be invites coming in saying, hey, you got an interview with this qualified candidate. Is that exactly what it does?
That's why, you get that right. But if you're a founder, then you don't have time to do it. Basically, you don't have time to do it yourself. So today, the market is shifting a little bit, and it's also because of AI. So now it's so easy to apply on a given job that it takes 5 seconds, maybe 3 seconds, and the result is total chaos. So the inbound represents 80% of just noise. It's for example, if you take some figures, let's take deal, 1.6 million applicants last year. If you take Revolut, it's 1.5. If you take all the scale-ups like Doctolib, Alan, or 11 Labs, for example, they have more than 200,000 applicants for only 100 of roles. So now the problem is not attracting talent; it's just how to identify them. So that's one big problem. The other big problem is founders, they try to do it themselves, but it just takes time. And how do they want to address this? It's both with money and time that they don't have. So money, you go towards recruiting agency, but it costs in between 20 to 30% of annual salary. So it's very expensive. And the problem is what I said earlier, is just you receive 50 direct messages per day and they're all automated. So top players, they just don't reply to that. And then when it comes to time, they just don't have that, because if you're a CEO or a CTO, it can take up to 25 hours a week just to source, write messages and send the messages to the top candidates. And you don't have that. So the result is key roles, they open for a month, and the miss hire, it's a huge cost of opportunity there. So it's a big problem.
Right. So building a solution like this can't be easy. How did you build your MVP, and how does the product compare today?
Yeah, so we started in September with no product at all. That was our first product.
Wow, September.
Yeah. So basically what we did is that we are building the engine, something that no one can see, but it's actually the very, the brain of our solution. And at first what we wanted to do is to try that really quickly. So we did a very dirty MVP on Slack, basically. So you would just connect on Slack, you would just start talking with our solution via Slack, and it was working. It gave us some validations, which was what we wanted, and also we understood a bit more what was the real need for the customers. And from October on, we started to actually develop the platform. So Q4 was developing the platform. Now it's ready. It's live and working well. And we are now in another stage, which is how to integrate it seamlessly to ATSs. So what every company is using today to recruit. We don't want, if you were to put 10 people of your team on our solution, we don't want them to be trained and to just learn a new habit. They are on their ATSs, they need to have the value there, and this is what we do.
That's amazing. So who's using the product today?
Well, go ahead.
Yeah, so it's our ACP is mainly Series A, Series B, larger enterprise with a high need of hiring all across the world. Basically, we have customers in Europe, customers in the States, and customers in the MENA and APAC. And we talk directly to the founders, to the leaders, VP sales, VP of engineering, just the people that are really feeling the pain of lack of good candidates to fill their job. So yeah, those are our customers for the moment. Yeah.
Right. And so how are the customers using your product?
Well, it's pretty easy for them. They just so we take the job description as a context, and then they plug Umamy, and in just like minutes, we feed the engine, and they learn from the context that they just gave, and they source the candidates, they assess the candidates, and they score the candidates, which is really important to have that into that context. So the way they do it is then, for us, we want it to be as seamlessly as possible. And Steph just mentioned earlier that we're working on integration with ATSs at the moment. We can think of Ashby or Fletcher or Greenhouse, for example, because we don't want to replace, or we don't want our customer to use another tool because there's already too many tools to handle. So our agent will be working seamlessly just to attract top players, and then get a notification in the calendar with only pre-qualified top candidates. That would be the dream for them.
Amazing. So what kind of impact does this have on your customers' businesses, like time saved, ROI, those kind of metrics, or do you measure something else?
You can imagine that if you're a talent acquisition team and you have like hundreds of candidates every day, it takes a lot of time. Yeah. And some of our clients, they can save up to 40 hours a month doing that. Most of them, the one who are hiring a bit less, they will save 20 hours, which is already a lot, you know. And yeah, the difference between your normal day when you are not using Umamy, you have to just scroll down a list of candidates, read every CVs, get your mind right about the profile and everything. Other than that, we are going to have a pre-listed with context view where you will have your candidates just like moving forward automatically. So yeah, it makes a big difference.
Yeah, right. And if you take the wheel of the CEO, I think it's a concept from Mark Benioff, the CEO of Salesforce. You know, our customers, they want two things: increase revenue and reduce costs. And where Umamy comes in is we will help them basically do the hire for them. So what it means is you're not going to be doing anything. So we have example with one of our customer. He told me, Clément, if I can have 30 minutes on a call with a candidate and then invite him to a panel interview and spend another hour with him, and my recruitment is only 90 minutes, then that would be the dream compared to the 6 hours I spend every week trying to recruit A players. And then we also have other candidates, other customer in a different type of industry, consulting company. He was so focused closing the business because it was the end of the fiscal year. But the more he was signing deals, the more he needed to hire people for the company. So he plugged Umamy, and then the result was very wide array. You could see the results. 11 calls within a week, 7 top players identified, and 3 offers, 3 recruitments. So we helped him scale his business at the same time. So when you take the return on investment, it's both the time to hire, the productivity saved. So Steph mentioned 40 hours, 20 hours in average. But also when you take only A players, is the ramping. So the ramping in the company is 30% more effective with 8 players. So the compound effect that goes behind that. And this is something we see every day with our customers, which is really important. And lastly, the reduced cost part. When you take recruitment agency, we said it earlier, 20 to 30% of annual salary, while we only cost a fraction of that. So we are bringing almost the same result, if not better, but in a very at a better cost in a way.
Amazing. So many different facets there. And so clearly the impact on your customers, early customers as well, has been huge, especially the one you just mentioned with 3 hires already of A players. How many customers do you have today, and how has that changed over time?
So we have around 30 paying customers. Among them, we have like small startups, but also some bigger, like larger corporations such as Salesforce, working now closely with some scale-ups we are not exactly allowed to talk about, but whatever. We realized that large team with like 2, 3, 4 people in the talent acquisition team are the ICP for us, because they are the one who need the service the most, really. So that's the one we are addressing now.
Right. And so, when you have your ICP that you're going after, what does your kind of go-to-market look like? How are you winning these customers, especially in a very competitive environment?
Yeah, it is competitive because hiring is universal. Every type of company, they want A players. Well, for us, it's quite simple. You just go on LinkedIn, and you see that how many companies are recruiting, and then you see how many jobs per company are there available. So this is all go-to basically, and then we're building now an agent. We are using our secret sauce at Umamy to just replicate on that ACP and just like go very aggressively on this type of company, and the result is going great for the moment because we are relying on use cases that works, and hiring now is we are in a shift in the market, and every type of company they would like to see what is the new agentic AI, what is this new Umamy agent that is going to help me recruit 2 times faster. So yeah, this is a quite interesting time to be in the market.
Fantastic. And we're here at the magnificent Station F. You just entered the latest HEC or HEC incubator. Is the whole team based here in Paris? Steph, I know that you're based in Biarritz,
in southwest of France, back in Biarritz, and the rest of the team is here in Station F. So yeah, I think we have the 2 sides of the coin. Yeah, Paris and Biarritz.
Fantastic. And so, how many employees does the company have today?
As of now, we are only the 4 co-founders. We are planning to hire obviously this year, based on our next developments and including fundraising, which is planned later in Q2. So yeah.
So how does your today the team plus what you're expecting to hire after fundraising Q2? What does the kind of split of the team look like between devs, sales and marketing, back office?
Yeah, so it will definitely be tech first. So that's the goal. I'd say for maybe 6 more months will be 50-50 between sales and tech, but then tech will take over because building this engine is actually a lot of work to make sure that you can train your own agent and make it smart for your company. Before that, we need to make sure that from a machine learning perspective, we went very far. So that's the next step, making the context very easy to understand for our tool so that you can just plug your job offer and some info about your company and do the rest. So yeah, I'd say tech is going to take over.
Amazing. And we spoke about this on lunch before this interview, but how would you describe the culture in the company, aware that all of the 4 co-founders all have kids, young families? How do you balance that, and how would you describe the culture of Umamy for those looking to join in the next wave?
You're right. This is an interesting question, and for us, first of all, it's all about the product, shipping fast, and the kind of mentality. But this just goes without saying because we're on this AI trend, AI market. We highly rely on the feedback from our customer. Obviously, it's a nice thing to say, but obviously, we're building the product not on the highly trendy stuff, just on our customers' feedback. So this is really important as well. And other than that, when it comes to the co-founders, we highly rely on respect. To success as well. It's part of our culture, and always learning new things. And I wanted to first start with this shipping fast because to us this is the mindset we want to have as well. We're building a startup in this AI world, and we need it to be fast because the competitors and the other players, they are going fast as well. So we need to be ready, and for that we have the right team for that.
So if we take a step back, we talked about all the different parts of the business. How does this translate into euros and cents? Could you give us a little bit of sense on the unit economics of the business? Anything you'd like to share?
Sure. Yeah. Well, since we started, we were lucky enough to have our first paying customers straight away. So that was a good thing. We've been tripling every month since then, and we plan on having this curve, maintain this curve for at least 18 months. That's the plan. So yeah, we're doing good. We are now happy to have our first design partners as well, which are helping us a lot with the integration with some tools, ATSs and so on. This is what we are working on at the moment.
And so how fast has the business been growing?
Well, not fast enough, I would say. It's never enough. Never enough. We've been, as I said, tripling every month.
Yeah.
And we want to keep that focus. That's really important for us. Metric we want to raise to reach by the end of 2026 to do 1 million in revenue. we are on the path to succeed. So yeah, that's the goal for the year.
The timing is interesting because we are at the beginning of 2026, and now we have a very strong pipeline. Not gonna disclose the numbers, but we can see that most companies are calling us and are more open, to having conversation with us when it comes to the number of people they want to recruit. We see that they are accelerating at the moment. So this is why I feel like we're having a lot more conversation as well, and because the product is always also more robust. And yeah, it's an interesting shift. Like Q1 is going to be very strong. I hope.
Yeah. If you take an example, we have a company we work with now. Well, we are in the process of working with at least. They are recruiting 60 people in Q1. So for them, what it means before working with us, it's going through headhunter agencies that will take at the very least, 10% of the salary, which sums up to 600 euros, 600k euros, sorry. So that's the money they would invest. And obviously, whereas with us, it's going to be cost efficient and it's going to be good for us as well. So that's, the traction we have.
Very exciting times ahead. When it comes to investor support, so funding the business, has anyone backed you so far? Have you been self-backed?
Bootstrapped, yeah. We put 40k to start with the 4 co-founders, and we are planning to raise a seed round in 2026. Obviously, it's going to be before summer, depending on the results we get, and so that's the plan.
And so entering the HEC incubator, is amazing news. How did that come about, and also what do you get from being part of that program?
Yeah, many things. And thanks again for the HEC incubator. What we like the most, we feel, is being challenged as many times as possible with the huge amount of experts they have. It's quite interesting. So when it comes to defining the ICP, when it comes to pricing strategy, which we've been focusing from quite a bit, and also challenged by the experts, this is very interesting. And then you also have huge visibility with the HEC. So HEC being one of the top French business school, it's very easy to reach out to another CEO to be challenged, like I said earlier, but also to get introduction when it comes to business. This is also something that we're really looking for, and they've been very helpful for that. So that's huge. And other than that, we've been part of a very smart cohort, the winter 2026. So it's amazing to share and to build with amazing founders as well. So it's cool for our network as well. It's nice. We can share ideas, best practices. So this is really interesting for us.
Yeah, fantastic. And, congrats again to you and the team. So what's next for Umamy? Where do you see the business going in the next 18, 24 months?
As I said earlier, we have an objective for 2026 to reach the 1 million revenue bar. And next year we want to reach 5 million. So that's the objective. To get there, we need to be able to work closely with our design partners in the long run, which means building some strong relationships. What we expect is to become almost invisible. We'll be integrated seamlessly with our tools, so that every time they recruit, they will do it with us. This is how we see it. Having your sourcing agent with you.
Yeah, the seamless part is really important, but more generally, what we really want to be is a no-brainer for our future customer and our customer at the moment, because it will be so easy to hire with Umamy. This is what we would like to be in the future with them. So that'll be something cool, and we are working very hard for that.
And then also, I'd like to add that today's top companies, they are already aware that having an agentic approach when it comes to hiring, it just makes sense. But in 24 months from now, can you imagine? Every day AI is getting better and better. So we'll be there from the beginning to help them throughout this journey of working with agents.
Yeah. Recruiting is not gonna stop. So
yeah, no.
But we need it to make it better, because at the end of the day, we don't want to replace anyone. Even if a lot of people are fearing that AI could be taking people's job, might be true on some parts, but when it comes to recruiting people, human resources, you have to keep the human in the loop. And what we want to build is something like a luxurious tool for them, so they can be better at doing what they do best, which is recruiting people and only talking with qualified candidates. That's what we want to bring to the table in very seamless approach.
Yeah.
Outside of building a business, what do you guys do for fun?
I'd say that I cook a lot. So it's also part of the name. Like umami is flavor in the Japanese cuisine.
You never cooked for us.
Yeah, because we always go outside. So I'd say maybe cook, working in a restaurant, something like this.
Cook restaurant.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's great insight on the umami name. I was wondering.
Yeah.
But makes a lot of sense now. Yeah, exactly.
So basically, umami, when it comes to HR, is the secret sauce that just ties everything together.
And Clément?
Well, to me, what I call fun, which might not be fun for my wife, is I play a lot of basketball, so, so it takes a lot of time, especially when you have kids at home. But I play a lot of basketball. Well, I still try to play basketball at a certain level. So this is what I love doing, except when I'm not working for Umamy.
Yeah. So if you weren't startup founders, what would you be?
What would I be? I'll be a F1 pilot, I guess.
F1 pilot.
Brad Pitt kind of.
I don't know about that, but I'll be an F1 pilot. Yeah, I'll say that.
Yeah.
What would you be, Steph?
Yeah, I'd love to be working in the sport industry somehow as well.
Yeah.
I always find it very difficult to find the right angle, so that's why I ended up working elsewhere. But I'm definitely into sports, and I would love to maybe be around organization of events, things like this. I would say.
Right, not a chef.
And a chef, maybe not. I don't know. Chef is more leisure time.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Who is your closest celebrity lookalike?
Lookalike?
Wow, lookalike. I would have said my twin brother, but it's because I have one. But
He's
not a celebrity, so it doesn't work. What do you think?
I have no idea. I don't know.
I don't know. I'd say some chef, Michelak, whatever. He's a pastry guy.
Okay,
I'm not sure about that.
Michelak pastry guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know?
No.
Pass.
Pass, yeah.
Hard. It's a hard pass.
Pass.
Okay. What are your top 3 films of all time?
Movies.
Yeah, movies.
Tough ones. Do you want to go?
I know for sure the number 1 for me is Gladiator.
Gladiator.
Nice one.
Nice one.
I kind of like the Catch Me If You Can.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And let me think of the third one. The Godfather.
The Godfather. Classics. They're all classics.
Yeah.
They're all classics.
That's the pressure of people. Gladiator and Godfather.
Yeah. What about you? I don't like the second movie after Gladiator. I didn't like it, but the first one to me is a classic.
Yeah.
I liked a lot Parasite. We won an Oscar. I'm also a big fan of DiCaprio. So, can be many, but The Revenant is a good one, I would say.
Yeah.
And then I'm actually enjoying a lot of French movies as well. So there is one that I like called Lagarde. It's very specific. I love it. You should watch it.
Lagarde.
It's kind of very intense, stressful movie. Very well directed. And Lagarde, very good one. Yeah.
Final questions. From your experience to date, what advice would you give to other founders and entrepreneurs?
Don't give up.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
No, because it's always I find it funny when you see you read the news and everything is about success, but everyone who's successful knows that it's not always the case. Actually, sometimes the success can be what comes after a situation where you're very close to failing. Don't give up. It's a big one.
Don't give up.
Yeah, I like it. I would say give it a shot. Give it a shot. Try it. What's worst? What's the worst that can happen? Just you fail, and then what's next? So I would say that. Yeah.
So then give it a shot, and then don't give up.
Give it a shot, and then give up. Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. You should try to do things just enjoy life, basically. If you don't feel right in a certain position, then you should change it, and you should change it by trying new things. So many ideas came up from people who imagine things and then dared to do it. So give it a shot and don't give up, definitely.
Perfect advice, it seems. Final question, similar but slightly nuanced, is what advice would you give to your younger self 5 years ago?
5 years ago? 5 years ago, what was that? You want to go first?
5 years ago, yeah, I would say start sooner in every aspect in life. Obviously, we're talking about building a startup, so I would say start sooner. Though I needed, this time in those companies to learn things and stuff. But other than that, yeah, start sooner, because, like I said earlier, you should enjoy life, and you should enjoy in as many ways as possible, whether it's professionally or on a personal side of things. So just start sooner.
Right. Well, 5 years ago, don't give up works really well for me. I was an entrepreneur at the
Still
time,
building.
struggling through COVID.
You did not give up.
Yeah, that's it. Before selling the company, eventually 1 year later. So for me, it was a good one. I also would say keep dreaming big. I think it's really important because at some point, you come in that situation where it's kind of a routine and you're growing at the same path for, a few months, and then you just get used to it. You should not get used to it, and you still keep on, dreaming big. I would say that.
Well, thank you very much, Stéphane, Clément. Thank you so much for your time, and best of luck to you and the Umamy team. Big things ahead.
Thanks, Tom.
Big year ahead, and I'm sure.
And to Raising Europe as well.
Thank you very much. I'm sure we'll be hearing a lot more about Umamy over the year, but best of luck.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.